Michael had a point. Why didn't the office treat Stanley the way they were treating Michael when they found out of his relationship with Donna? 'Cause Stanley never involved the office in his personal affairs. Michael, on the other hand, loved the attention and drama and shoving his romantic life in everyone's faces. 1. Stanley does not care how you feel about him. 2. Stanley is not a role model and would wonder why anyone would think he was one. 3. Stanley's business is Stanley's business. You only find out Stanley cheats because someone gossips about it. Michael has to be the center of attention and lives his life publicly in front of the office, inviting their judgment. And sadly, being the boss is being a role model. Their behavior is the model for office norms. 'Cause he minds his own business. Nah, you right. Edit. No, you ain't. These people got valid points. Stanley never made his personal life anyone else's business. If my coworker called my boss stupid to his face and is usually grumpy, I would not be morally guiding them. With Michael, thing is he can be argued and reasoned with and will forget about it in a day or two. Stanley does not take suggestions too well. Don't tell me how to do my business. Because Michael was like making out with Donna in the office and shoving it down everyone's throats. 'Cause Stanley doesn't care about anyone's opinion. He will keep cheating no matter what you say to him. He has no shame. Maybe 'cause Stanley doesn't blab about it to the entire office and try to justify it? Stanley isn't always in everyone's business. Stanley wasn't bringing his side pieces to the office and publicly making a deal about it. Because they all know that Michael cares way too much what they all think of him, whereas they all know Stanley don't give two shits what they think of him. Person shrugging. Michael involves everyone willing or not in his personal life, Stanley doesn't. Because they know Michael is doing something he doesn't actually want to do. He does have food morals, but he also desperately to be in love and be loved. I always think this is done out of love for Michael. Stanley went out of his way to be a private person. We know very little about him. Florida Jim realizes that Stanley has this whole life and personality he knows nothing about. Michael is a very involved person. He involves everyone in his life. I have a bit of a different take. In the eyes of the office workers, Stanley is a grown-ass man who understands the weight of his decisions. Whereas Michael is more of a child or adolescent in their eyes, one who doesn't necessarily know the impacts his decisions have. So when he makes a conscious decision to do something bad, the office employees feel some level of responsibility to educate him. Because Stanley keeps to himself and doesn't flaunt his relationships to the entire office, Michael does that for him. I think a better point of comparison would be with Phyllis cheating on her diet. Because Barack is president. Outside of Michael and Jim, nobody knew the affair was real until after Stanley was already exposed, and Stanley's wife apparently left him after she found out. And at that point, what was there left to do? People knew Michael's affair was real while it was still ongoing, so they wanted to make it stop. Same way they did when they found out Angela was cheating on Andy. Stanley didn't care what anyone thought and didn't continually talk about it. Stanley never invited anyone else's opinion, and no one there would ever have known if the interns hadn't spotted him out with his side piece. No one is okay with it, they just know it isn't their business and commentary would not be received. Stanley can handle his personal affairs without it affecting his work and all the people in the office. Michael has proven he cannot. Nobody expected much from Stanley, but Michael set a certain level of excellence in the workplace that inspired great indignation on the revelation of his indiscretions. Narratively, it's because the writers had higher expectations for Michael than for Stanley.